I'm 54 years old, and I wrote Tanked when I was 42. And I'm going to tell you guys a story about how I got Tanked started, but I want to tell you the reason why I wrote the show. We've all been going to public aquariums for a really long time, and I used to sit around and say to myself, man, I always see public aquariums going up, but we never see any of them closing. And why don't they close? Because everybody loves to watch fish, right? You might like to take care of them, your husband, your wife, your significant other, you might not like that you have fish, but in the middle of the night, she's up there going, oh my God, it's so beautiful. When you're not around, she's looking at it going, oh, I love those fish. And as soon as you come in, she's like, honey, Tank doesn't really look good here, but she's still sneaking around looking. But I created the show because I wanted to transcend the hobby. That was my goal. My goal was I had such a passion for what I did, and I really wanted to make this thing grow. I don't know if you know this, but more people go to public zoos and aquariums than all 5 sporting leagues combined. NFL, Major League, hockey, take all of those games combined, and more people go to aquariums and to zoos. I bet you guys didn't know that, huh? Yeah, you knew that? Yeah. That's pretty popular. So that's one of the reasons why I wrote the show, was for my love of what I did. So I opened up ATM in 1997. And then in 2007, reality TV started to become popular in the early 2000s. And, they had the Kardashians, and we had Orange County Choppers, and we had, a bunch of different programs. How many people here used to watch Orange County Choppers? So that's the show that you guys could thank for me having a show, because I was watching that show one day, and I'm looking at the television, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I go, that could be me. I could do that. I could turn aquariums into rocket ships, and we could have a TV show. And I was set on that idea in 2007. So what did I do? I come into my office the next day, and I tell everybody, I'm like, I was watching Orange County Choppers last night, and do you know that we all could be famous? We could have a television show. We could turn aquariums into rocket ships, and everyone's going to love us. And my family looked at me and goes, that's the worst idea I've ever heard. That is absolutely terrible. Now, you've had some good ones, but that one, man, oh man, they all just started getting up and walking out of the room. And I was like, man, it's really that bad. Well, it was at that moment that I knew it was the best idea that I ever had. But here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. You can have all the ideas that you want. You could have all the goals in life that you want. But if you don't do anything about it, it's still a goal or a dream. Keep that in mind. So anybody that's sitting here, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter what you want to do in life. If you want to do it, the only person that's stopping you is you. So get up and do it. I wasn't going to let my family stop me from my dream, but I had no idea what I was doing. None. So what did I do? I went down to the UNLV film school, and I knocked on the professor's door, and I said, excuse me, professor, I have a great idea. I want to shoot a reality show. Well, he goes, what do? I said, I build aquariums. He goes, aquariums? Who's going to watch that show? And I said, no, trust me. Just come down to my facility, take a look at what we're doing, and then tell me I don't have a show. And he goes, okay. He goes, you know what? I like what you did. He goes, you didn't make an appointment. You just came on in here, walked in, knocked on my door. And you know what? I respect you for that. That's hard work right there. You're working hard to achieve what you need. I'm going to come and show you what to do. So he comes down to my facility. He walks around. He checks us out. He looks around, and he sees everything that we're doing. And he goes, you know what? You got a great thing here. He goes, unfortunately, we don't have the budget here at UNLV, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to get your own show started. Now, back in 2007, the internet wasn't like it was today, right? We were still using fax machines back in 2007. And the yellow pages, right? For most people don't know that. It's a yellow page, a book, that. But so he says to me, he goes, you see that book right there? I go, yeah. He goes, that's the yellow pages. He goes, let your fingers do the walking. He goes, find the production companies, call them up on the phone, pitch them your idea, and then send them a one-page fax of what your show's going to be about. So I send them a one-page fax, and I'm calling. I'm going to tell you how the first phone call went. I'm dial up the number. Hi, this is Brett Raymer. I live in Las Vegas, and I'm looking to start a reality TV show, and it's about fish. Hello? Hello? Yeah, that call didn't go too well. Well, let me tell you something. I did a year of phone calls, and I got a lot of no's and a lot of hang-ups and a lot of upset. But finally, almost a year, I get this gentleman that goes, you know what? I'm going to be in Vegas in a couple of weeks. I will come and check out your facility, and let's see what we can do. So I'm all excited. I got this producer from, Hollywood coming into Vegas. I'm like, I'll be on TV soon. It's coming. So he comes to Vegas, and I walk him around the facility, and I'm taking him around the facility, and I'm showing him what's going on. And he's looking, he's checking everything out. He sees what we're doing, and he comes over to me, and he goes, okay. He goes, I like what you got here. He goes, you got something pretty interesting. He goes, we'll do it. We'll shoot a pilot. I said, okay, great. He goes, but it's going to cost you $29.99. I said, $29.99. He goes, yeah. He goes, that's what we charge. I said, okay. I go, we got a little bit of a problem. He goes, what's that? I said, I'm $29.98 short. And he goes, that's pretty funny. I go, no, it's the truth. And he goes, I'm funny, right? He goes, you are kind of funny. He goes, that's why we're going to have a successful TV show. I go, I'm going to be funny. We're going to make crazy aquariums. You're going to sell the show, and you're not going to charge me. And he goes, okay, you got a deal. And I said, seriously? He goes, yeah, we got a deal. I go, okay, but. He goes, well, there's a but now? And I go, yeah, but if you don't sell the show after you shoot it and spend all of your money, you need to give me the footage. And he goes, so let me get this straight. You want me to bring my crew here, pay for everything, shoot this TV show, and if we don't sell it, you want me to just give it to you? He goes, we don't do that normally. And I go, yes, but this isn't a normal circumstance. I go, are you going to sell the show? He goes, 100%. And I go, exactly. That's the reason why you should have no problem signing this document, because as soon as you sell the show, I'm going to tear it up and you're going to have a successful winner. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to sell the show. Okay, I'll sign the paperwork. So he signs the paperwork, and I have this paperwork in my pocket, and I put it in a safe, and now he shops the show. So television, nothing happens right away. It's not like instantaneously I give him a pilot. No, they got to go shop it to all the networks and show it, and, it takes time. A year goes by. I signed a year contract. A year goes by. Now, mind you, 1 year of phone calls, 1 year to shop the show, 2 years. 2 years go by, no show. The guy doesn't sell the show. So what do? I go to my safe, I pull out the contract, and I'm like, here it is. Give me my footage. So he gives me all my footage. I take the footage, I put it back in my safe, and I say to myself, I'm going to let the man upstairs do the work. The problem is I was working too hard at it. Some of you might laugh because you don't think I work, but I was working too hard at it. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you what I attribute that to, right? Let's just say you want a girlfriend, and like you're jonesing, you've been single for a long time, you want a girlfriend, and you go out and look for a girlfriend. You're most likely not going to find the one you're looking for because you're kind of desperate, right? But where you're going to find it is when you least expect it, right? So you might be at the grocery store, you might bend down and somebody might have dropped something, you might look up and be like, oh my God, oh, she's beautiful, let me have a date. That might be the one. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use the same adage for the show like I do for all my other things. I'm going to put it away and wait for the man upstairs to do his work. So I put it away. Sure enough, 6 months go by. I get a phone call from a buddy of mine that says, hey, I'm moving to Las Vegas. And I'm like, oh, really? You're moving to Vegas? That's great. Come on in. Come on down. Haven't seen my friend in like 20 years, right? A friend from college. He comes down to Vegas. I pop in the video for him. He's like, what have you been up to? I'm like, check it out. I pop in the video for him. And he goes, what? TV show. And I went, yes, finally, one person. It's 2 years, and finally I got one person to believe that I got a hit TV show. And he goes, let me take this and send it to my friend in New York. My friend in New York works for Fox 5 News. He knows a lot of people. Let's see what's going to happen. So he takes the video, he sends it to his friend in New York. His friend gets the video, calls me up a couple of days later and goes, "You got a hit TV show." And I went, "Yes, 2 people." So you got to remember now, guys, I went from had 2 years of just misery, right? My family making fun of me, laughing behind my back. I would have friends come that would see me and be like, "Hey, dude, I ran into your dad at Costco." And he turned around and said, "If you worked on that stupid reality show as much as you do your regular job, you wouldn't need that dumb show." And I would go through this all the time. So once my friend in New York got the DVD, he goes, "Look, I'm going to send you a contract. And inside that contract, you're going to sign it. And what we're going to do is we're going to take your video and we're going to rework it." So what happened was we made a 30-minute pilot instead of making a 7-minute sizzle reel. So all of the good stuff was at the end. So what was happening was the network would watch the first 10 minutes. They'd be like, "This is boring." They'd shut it off. And then they'd be like, "No, we're not interested." So my friend gets the video to Nancy Glass. And Nancy calls me up and she's like, "Oh my God, guys, you have such an amazing video here. This is great." She goes, "But it's too long. We need to cut it down, add new music. And once we add new music to it, we're going to recut everything. It's going to look great. We're going to send it off." So I'm like, "Great." So they make the new video. They cut it. Now, how many people remember when my sister was in the Shark Tank? Remember when we put her in the Shark Tank with the shark sticks? Okay. So that was the scene that got us the television show. So, but that scene was at the end of the video, so they never got to see it. So they reworked that video. And the cool thing about that was, to be honest with you, we never told my sister about that. Like, she wasn't in on it at all. Like, that basically was real. I mean, most of the stuff we did on the show was real anyway, but that was as real as it comes. And she was petrified and she was really scared. So once I saw that and they sent it back to me, I was like, "Oh my God, this is it. This is going to be the one. We're going to get the show. It's going to be amazing." So they send it off to Animal Planet. And then many years later, we get the actual story of how it went down at Animal Planet. So Animal Planet gets the CD and they watch the CD now. And it's a completely new CD, right? It doesn't look like the old one. And they watch it and they happen to be looking for an aquatic show at the same time that we were pitching an aquatic show, but it didn't have the muscle that this new one has. So Animal Planet gets it. The girl looks at it and she goes, "Oh my God, this is the show we've been looking for." She runs down the hallway to this gentleman, Charlie Foley's office, and goes, "Charlie, this is the show that we've been looking for. Check it out." So they give him the show, they put the show in, and then all of a sudden the show, he goes, "Oh my God, that's it. Sign those guys." So 3 years after I had the idea, 3 years, right? And got to remember, guys, we're not talking about social media. There wasn't TikTok. There wasn't Instagram. There was Facebook was relatively new. There was YouTube was around, but there wasn't like it is today. So what we were doing was in a lot more of a difficult time than what we did. But after 3 years and my perseverance, signed by Animal Planet. And after we got signed by Animal Planet, we got the contracts. We signed them all. I go to my dad and I'm like, "Dad, look, we got signed by Animal Planet." He goes, "It doesn't count until the money's in the bank." And I said, "Okay." So we wound up signing, ladies and gentlemen. And since I signed, I don't know if you guys probably all know this, but we've shot 156 episodes. We've been in 190 countries and in 35 different languages. And our show is really popular because they dub our show over, right? So people send me clips of me talking Japanese, me talking French. But the funny thing is they try to be like me. So when you hear like the Japanese version of it, they're trying to have like the Japanese, like Brooklyn accent. It's kind of tough. But I just want to thank all you guys and everybody here today, because without you, there would be no show. And without the show, in my opinion, we wouldn't have this industry the way it is today. So at the end of the day, I just want to thank you guys for, being fans and coming out and supporting. And, it's been a great ride.